Bienvenido! And welcome to this podcast.
This week's podcast, Talkin.
Otakus.
This is the podcast. Who are we?
Well, this podcast is basically just we do a voiceover for watching a fast video of a long, slow process. And this process is actually probably drawn out quite a bit in this video because we were watching Ultra Q. And then we walked outside and forgot. But we'll get to that part of the video. You asked who we were.
Who are we?
I'm Pixie.
Hello, Pixie.
Also known as Pikushi.
Yep.
Also known as Sonia.
Yep.
Also known as... Are you saying triangle?
No, I'm saying Tomothy.
Oh, Tomothy, yeah. Also known as Tomothy. Hello, I'm Tomothy Hack-san, and it is nice to meet you. I love the otaku on X, formerly Twitter, who call me Tom-san or Tomothy-san. I think it's great.
I appreciate that too. I think that's a great touch for the community to finally acknowledge you as who you truly are and your rightful place among them.
In the 014 community.
In the 014 community, yes. Tomothy Hack.
Here I'm starting to apply. None of these things that I'm using on this paper are actually watercolor. I mean, they're obviously watercolor. They're stains. But most of them are food coloring, and one of them is Gravy Master.
You can guess which. Leave it in the comments below, and we'll tell you next episode who got it right.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, I should do that too. Hi, I'm Cameron, a.k.a. Kamubro, a.k.a. Amubro, a.k.a. Amuro, a.k.a. Owishima Sayoshi on Twitter. Always Twitter. If you look to the right side of the screen and you just kind of see vague movement.
Is that a foot?
I think it's my leg. I think it's my knee.
Oh, is that your butt?
No, I think
that you're on your knees and you're doing something at your computer.
Yeah, I'm wiggling, doing stuff on my computer.
So I think we're seeing foot and occasionally like hip.
Yeah. That's me. I'm there. Oh, and if you look right now,
you can't tell, but on that notebook is actually the original sketch of what this concept was. However, I'm just distracted by Ultra Q and not really working.
A note on Ultra Q, that is actually a fun thing. Number 3 was what was the thought process while making this piece, and I think you actually just preemptively answered at least that question in part. The answer is tokusatsu. Early tokusatsu.
I don't understand how tokusatsu has much to do with the piece I'm working on.
Oh, no, it was... What was your thought process while making this piece of art, not behind the piece of art?
Oh, tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like, let me work quickly because these are stains and not as mobile as watercolor. You can't just like kind of move it.
Yeah.
So
race against yourself.
Yeah, once it touches the paper, it's there, and so I was like, let me work quickly. Which is why I keep making all those weird concentration faces. Like, I keep looking at, like, what my mouth and jaw is doing, and I'm just like, oh my god. No wonder my tongue feels like I was, like, rubbing it on my teeth or chewing my lip or something when I'm done with a piece. I was. Anyways, yeah. Do not remember what I was saying. ADHD strikes again.
Oh, well, you were talking about the process, racing against time.
Yeah, this is me right here deciding I have not been following that layout, and so now is not the time to start. That was what consulting that book was.
Decisions were made, you made them there.
Yep, and then boop, brand new panel.
Hey, surprise, that panel, if you were able to see, is not in the original diagram. This is original content of original content.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a, well, maybe it'll work if I do it this way sort of thing. We'll see.
It was really interesting to see it all transpire in front of me. I do not think that the time-lapse accurately represents the amount of thought that you were putting into, like, not just the colors or the composition, but, like, each dot on there, like you were mentioning earlier, you put it on the paper and it's on the paper.
Yeah.
So you were being very deliberate. It looks very quick and like you're just doing it in this video. But I would really like to emphasize that there was careful deliberation before any time your brush actually touched the paper. And
yeah, time lapse just makes it look like it's so easy to paint circles.
And that leads us actually somehow through the process of segue into introduction point number 4.
I would love a segue. They look so much fun.
I would also really love a Segway, or like one of those single wheel skateboards, you know the ones?
Yeah. Man, my skin has never recovered since that sunburn.
It was an impressive sunburn. I mean, you
Like,
know.
but my face constantly just gets like these red marks on it. Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really impressive sunburn.
I've never had a sunburn before that.
I know.
And it was a surprise. I didn't know it could happen. I didn't know sunburn just happened to you from being in the sun, because I've spent my whole life just in the sun in, like, swimsuits.
So I wholeheartedly understand.
And then all of a sudden I got that sunburn, and then my face has had, like, rosacea ever since.
I never had gotten sunburns before a certain point in my life, and then I got one, and it was real bad, and I got a mole from it.
That's weird. Yeah. You ever been to a skin doctor?
Yeah, well, a doctor, and it was just a regular mole. But I didn't have it before that.
Yeah, the layout for the Yonkoma is completely different. In this version that you're getting, the second panel is completely that's funny. I think I'm explaining now to you in the video what I was doing. Mm-hmm. The second panel is a completely different panel of a man looking out the port window of his door, his trailer door. Originally, it was the adult woman's hand pushing the child forward to knock on the door.
I think that the pivot to this was a lot more powerful for the piece.
There you are.
Yeah, I exist.
Or exists.
Or exist.
He is real.
Believe me.
He lives in this house. He's here right now, this very instant. Yep. He's just asleep. So that's why he's not part of the video.
That's why.
But he's real.
He exists. He is real. He is alive and conscious, sentient.
The water rippling the page, especially where the trailer is, I think really adds depth to the piece. The trailer having a little more texture on that panel.
Mm-hmm. I think everything that you did, as well as just the way that the materials interacted together, really made this whole piece.
I think I'm getting to a place where I need my paper to dry a little bit before I continue.
Yeah, you were saying that, and then you were like, oh, well, I guess it is actually pretty dry. The way you were blotting, I think, helped a lot with allowing the paper to kind of wrinkle like that, while also keeping it from damaging it.
I'm like, oh, Ultra Q, watching that. Oh yeah, the thing's recording me. I'm supposed to be doing this.
Mm-hmm. You'll notice that's a recurring theme.
I feel like I could have done something like comb my hair first, maybe.
You're an artist.
There's such a stereotypical viewpoint. Or not a stereotypical viewpoint, but a viewpoint that is stereotypical.
Yeah, and you know what?
Which I guess is a stereotypical viewpoint.
You know what?
What?
Look at the video.
Hey, screw you, man. I was sick. This is while I was sick, and my Sayoshi was also sick.
Say that phrase again, but then add the last name. My Sayoshi Oishi.
My Sayoshi Oishi. That's incredible, and I'm going to start leaving more comments in Japanese so that I can write that part in English and it won't translate. So that he sees it with his eyes and laughs.
I imagine he would too. He's a person who reads things and then laughs at them when he finds them amusing.
Yeah, isn't that everyone?
No, a lot of people just softly chuckle.
What is this crap? That's not watercoloring. That's not how you watercolor.
Mm-hmm. Art.
That's so funny. I was doing the art thing. You see me holding my hand out to see how it looks before drawing it. And you're just walking around in the background. Who knows why?
Maybe I was letting Mara potty.
Who knows, man?
Maybe I was stirring my ice cream.
I don't know, okay? I just don't know.
I think I was stirring my ice cream.
Yeah, bye.
Which, I'm going to actually take a director/producer's executive decision here and say...
You don't have those rights, but I will allow whatever you're doing.
We're going to go to number 5 before we actually make it to number 4, which is to say, this is, the format of this podcast is free-form discussion. Don't expect structure, if that's your thing.
We have loose structure. Very loose. We have a piece of paper where we wrote 8 ideas. And then another piece of paper where we wrote 4 and another 4 ideas. And yes, I said it the way I said it.
How
It
it's
is
written.
not 16 ideas. It is 8 4 and 4 ideas.
That's how it's written.
Amy just always like up on my art. I'm like, oh, let me use this thing that'll clearly stain up clothes and lay on it while I doodle.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like whenever I see pictures of me like doing art, I'm like, how am I in that position? My body doesn't bend like that. I'm like in a ball upside down in a cabinet.
Yeah, sometimes you're literally just on top of your art like you were a goblin.
Well, sometimes art is meant to climb on top of, okay?
A painting?
When it feels appropriate to the artist, yes. Are you talking about the other day when I had specifically this piece on the table and you walked in and I was just sitting on it like a gargoyle sits?
Like an architectural grotesque, yes.
What is that? You brought me beans?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow, that's where you went.
Oh yeah, that's right. I brought beans. And you couldn't eat many, so I ate your beans.
I was like, here, eat my beans. But that's usually how like every meal goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want 3 hot dogs. Hey, I ate 2 hot dogs.
Hey, I ate one of my hot dogs.
I can eat 2 hot dogs.
Sometimes. And then there's other times where you take a bite out of your first hot dog.
Oh yeah, but you know, hey, look, eating disorders are not fun.
I agree.
And nor do they do wonders for your skin.
Nope. No,
or your sleep.
Nope.
Or your digestion.
No.
Or your nutrition.
No.
Or your mental health.
No.
Or your health.
No. Mental health is health, though, babe.
I meant like, you know, distinctly from physical. Yeah. Wow, this time lapse just makes it look like, oh, you just draw the circle, you know, you just draw it. It's fine. It's easy.
Your wrist, your fucking little flipper wrist is going like you were a cephalopod of some sort.
That's because I was doing a, what do you call it? A, you know, the thing you put your pencil in, it's got 2 little legs.
Compass?
Yeah. My wrist is that. See?
Yeah, no, I see. It doesn't make you look any less like a cephalopod.
I love cephalopods. Can I be a cuttlefish in the next life?
Sure. I'm not...
What level of good person do I have to be explicitly to get cephalopod, to land cephalopod? If I can land cephalopod, I will force my way into cuttlefish. I just gotta land cephalopod.
Oh, I don't know. I opted out of the karmic cycle for sake of
Look, it's Mara.
Digital persistence.
Look, it's Mara.
Oh, look. And will she be punished? Will she gain the punishment of being forced to be shown on the internet?
I don't know. Maybe you won't notice that she's intruded upon the video.
If I notice, then I'll have to show her in the video.
Yes, our animals are punished when they walk up.
They're severely
punished by being forced to be seen on camera.
Yep.
Punishment.
Punishment. She was so punished.
Oh, you told her.
Oh yeah. She'll know better next time. I'm going to be seen on camera and then sit on my... Look, her tail was wagging out of agony of embarrassment. She had to be shown on screen.
I wish that you could see the pencil.
Well, that would require recording equipment that is beyond either of our pair grades.
Actually, I think it would just require different lighting. My phone's really good, and I'm a genius. So I know. That's why you can't see it. But you're following now.
I'm following what you're saying. Picking up what you're putting down, if that's what you're saying.
Can we move on?
Yeah, number 4. We would like to invite all listeners to leave comments, ask questions. Obviously, we won't answer them right now, but we will try to get to them by the next episode at the earliest. So, feel free.
By the next episode at the earliest. Okay.
Yeah, it's headed...
Moving right along. set expectation about nerdy and neurodivergent content. Well, I think we've done that.
Hi, we're nerd-eater of neurodivergent.
We're nerdy divergent.
Neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent, and so therefore you'll hear a lot of our trauma as well. But we'll try to do the thing we do where we make it really funny and not at all awkward for anyone. Not a single person will feel awkward. No one will feel awkward at all. Not in the slightest. Moist. But anyways. We'll try to be more entertaining next time. Stop throwing Mike and Ikes at me.
I can't help it. Look at your hands going all blurry. Look like a Super Saiyan.
I was probably drawing.
Okay, what's next?
Podcast is more about the creative person than the art being Sean.
I didn't even know the art was Sean.
That's what you wrote.
Come on, son.
Okay, yeah, these podcasts are like just us. Cameron is part of my creative process because his codependent issues make him always around. So by necessity, he is a part of my creative process. Can
you stay on the script, please? That's addressed in topic number 8.
So, basically, what's happening is you're just getting to see kind of like how I think and how Cameron and I bounce off of each other so that I don't have to do all the heavy lifting when I think. And also, there's art.
There is art.
As kind of just a backdrop for strange conversations. We have so many topics we want to talk about, but because we were both unmedicated today, we just thought it would be best to do just kind of like a rambling ADHD get to know you episode.
Why'd you have to go and podcast unmedicated?
Oh my god. It be like that when you can't remember to take your medication. Okay.
Then it's too late. Oh.
Number 8 is Cam, without whose presence, insider knowledge, and external memory ability podcast may never have become ADHD who I am,
overcome ADHD.
Where I come from if I have pants on. What? What is this note? Why did I allow you to take the notes?
I don't know, but you should have known.
Oh my god.
Cam, without whose presence, insider knowledge, and external memory ability, podcast may never have overcome ADHD.
Me.
Who I am, where I come from, if I have pants on.
You will always have pants on. If not, you might have a skirt, but it still will be something that you have on. You will not come to this podcast partially clad.
Mm-hmm.
So that question is answered.
You already answered the first part of that question, and in your previous thing, and now the third part. So the middle part, where I come from, places all over the place. Cults,
Jehovah's Witness, trauma, and now you're
traumatic invalidation of growing up a Jehovah's Witness and neurodivergent, undiagnosed, and then also diagnosed but diagnosal refused.
Yeah, and diagnosed as a adult again.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
your cat doesn't want caramel,
she does it.
Or rather, she shouldn't have caramel.
Why?
No, I'm not.
Have some cowtail tartar.
Oh, that's a thing you'll have to get used to if you find that thing. Speaking to the dear listener now, cringy or uncomfortable people speaking for their animals. This is not the podcast for you. You are not in a safe place.
Yeah, what? Mama, give me some more cacao.
Oh my god.
Stop pawing at me. Oh my gosh. They're not like fur babies. Like, we understand they're animals.
They are definitely animals. Just
Yeah, well, animals.
okay.
That's clearly Tardis's voice. Anytime you hear that, Tartar.
We may or may not.
Okay, so now I'm showing you what I've been sketching.
Ooh,
Can't see any of it.
And there we go. That's it. So
There's no more video for talking.